G'day guys, AB here from Sportsnet and welcome to all you tennis fans. We've got a really special treat for you today. As you can see, I'm back in my hometown Adelaide at the beautiful Memorial Drive. Now, suffice to say, this place has changed a lot since I used to bang around here back in the days of the Rio International, etc. But that's a total another story. We're here today to talk to our good friend Mark Woodforde, who of course is hosting with his mate Todd Woodbridge the Wimbledon with the Woodies tour for 2010 on behalf of Sportsnet. Okay, now Mark's in the offices in the Bowser Memorial Drive somewhere right now. I know he's flying back home to the States this afternoon, so I've got to grab him nice and quickly, but I'm going to get hold of him. We're going to sit down and have a chat and find out as much as we possibly can about what's going to be happening on this very, very special tour, the Wimbledon for the Woodies Tour 2010 with Sportsnet. G'day Mark, thank you so much for inviting us to Memorial Drive in Adelaide, your old stomping ground of course.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, AB. It has some great memories for me, Memorial Drive, and seems like yesterday, some of those 40-degree heat days and having to train out there, but it's great to be home.
Well, as an Adelaide native, I know exactly what you're talking about, mate. Now, tell us what's been going on in your world since you stopped dominating the world of tennis with your good mate Todd Woodbridge.
Well, Todd and I still get on the tennis court to play some Legends events together, but I guess on my own I'm involved in media. I get to go to the Grand Slams and do some tennis commentary and also run a tournament here back in Adelaide called WTC, so still involved in tennis.
Excellent, and a nice little shameless plug there, very good. All right, Mark, so let's cut to the chase. I mean, we're sitting here at Memorial Drive in Adelaide, which is a beautiful place, but we are here to talk about a pretty special trip over to the UK a bit later this year, so tell us about that one.
Well, that we are, and together with our friends at Sportsnet, Todd and I thought that we would take a special group over to a unique tournament, Wimbledon, the 2010 Championships.
Unreal. Now, you guys have won this, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 times together as a doubles pair, so there's no more qualified person to put our clients or our guests behind the scenes or give them an in-depth idea about what Wimbledon's all about and the history and all that sort of thing. So, you know, we couldn't ask for a better host, could we?
Our tour is Wimbledon with the Woodies, and it is like our home away from home. Centre court at Wimbledon, having won numerous times back there, so it's like the back of our hand, and we want to invite these guests and show them the inner sanctum of Wimbledon. It's a very special place for us, and we want to make it a special place for our guests as well.
All right, so before we get into any details about the package itself, Mark, can you tell us mere mortals, what it's actually like to step out onto centre court at Wimbledon?
Well, it's a very special feeling, and I think it actually begins once you get close to the grounds at Wimbledon, once you walk through the gates. I often liken it to just a jolt of electricity. It's kind of, this is the hallowed ground of tennis, and a lot of nerves, yep. A lot of butterflies, and that obviously is tenfold once you step onto centre court. So quite thankful that Todd and I have been able to handle those nerves over 6 years.
Absolutely, and I've got to ask you a question without notice, but a lot of people who watch the tennis, they wonder, they hear the noise in the crowd, etc. I know Wimbledon's a bit different, the crowds are a little bit more well behaved, but do you notice the people around you, or do you actually end up in a little bit of a bubble?
Well, it's a unique centre court crowd, as you pointed out, and I think they're so tennis oriented, and it's almost in the finals, the men's doubles finals, the women's singles, the men's singles. You can hear a pin drop when you're getting to match point, title point. But they love their tennis, and what's very special for Todd and I is that they've supported us and they've supported men's doubles. That's
fantastic. Now, you just mentioned the titles, of course. I have to ask, out of 6 doubles titles that you won with Todd, there's got to be a favourite. Which one? Was it the first one, the middle one, the last one? Which one's your favourite?
Number 3. No, actually, they're all very, very special. Without a doubt, I think the first one, because that elevates you into a certain echelon of player. To be known as a Wimbledon champion is certainly something that I think every kid dreams about. But also the last one, I think for us, and more importantly for me, because that I was retiring and it had been a 2-year gap. So it kind of, that 6th and last one that the Woodies won together, it kind of was like a fairy tale ending for us.
Yeah, it certainly was. I remember that one well. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about tennis. Let's get back to the tour for a second. Apart from centre court tickets at Wimbledon, which is pretty amazing in itself, but centre court tickets for the semi-finals of the men's and the women's and the finals of the men's, women's and doubles, what other kind of experiences can our guests expect on this trip?
Well, some very special Woodies experiences around Wimbledon and London itself. We have a welcome dinner, a welcome function. We also have a visit to a 5-star quality restaurant, and there is a 5-star river cruise. And of course, the Woodies are going to be there. We're going to be the hosts of every day.
Which takes it to 6-star automatically, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so with all the tennis and all the dinners, I can't believe I'm asking this, but I've heard of a rumour, just a little birdie told me that you've also got something, a bit of a surprise plan, something a bit special.
It's a secret. It's a secret, but we're going to have to, let it out the bag now. But we do have a court set aside. We're going to be playing some tennis. Todd, he gets a little feisty. Whenever he sees a tennis court, he wants to jump out there and play straight away. I'm a little more relaxed and, but I still enjoy very much getting on the court with Todd. So to your special guests, we're going to be out on the court. We're going to run a tennis clinic, and we're going to pass on some of our world-famous doubles tips, winning the Woodies way at Wimbledon. Can it be any better?
It doesn't come any better than that, Mark. I tell you right now, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It's super exciting stuff. So on court with the Woodies, having hit. So I'd suggest pack the rackets.
Pack your rackets.
Pack the rackets.
Just be careful of Todd, because he's very, very competitive. But don't tell him I told you so.
No, we'll keep that one quiet. But I tell you, if I get on court, I'm not going anywhere near the net. I heard his drill is worse than a Black & Decker. So, but moving right along.
Don't let that nice guy image fool you. He is competitive.
Well, that clinic sounds extraordinary and extremely special, a once-in-a-lifetime chance. We have organised a photographer. We're talking to the Daily Telegraph over in the UK at the moment to see if we can get them involved as well. But let me get this right. So we've got the tennis clinic. We've got centre court tickets at Wimbledon for the semi-finals and the finals. We've got a welcome function. We've got private dining experience in the London Eye. We've got a 5-star river cruise and a 3-course dinner at the Michelin star Alain Ducasse restaurant. This is turning into a once-in-a-lifetime trip, Mark.
Well, that's right, AB. That's the idea of it. It's going to be a very special trip. Imagine that. 5 days in a 5-star hotel, the Mayfair Hotel, and we're travelling everywhere in stretch limos.
It's unbelievable. I'm going to have to get onto this one. I'll give you the big tip. So let's go on a little bit more about these tickets. I mean, centre court at Wimbledon in itself is an amazing ticket and very, very hard to get, especially for Australians. What we've done is we've taken it one step further, Mark, and we're actually putting everybody in what's called the Gatsby Club, which, if you know anything about Wimbledon, you know the history behind the Gatsby Club. It is an awesome hospitality venue. You've got champagne receptions every day, 3-course lunches prepared by some of London's best chefs, all sorts of different gifts, etc., and priority access to the courts. It's just an amazing place.
And you're missing one thing, traditional strawberries and cream.
Strawberries and cream, of course.
But there's also a catch.
See, I knew this was too good to be true. What's the catch?
The only catch is that there's only 24 spots available. So do yourself a favour, get on the website, or even contact our friends at Sportsnet directly. Todd and I, we're the lucky ones. We're on board. We want to see you all on board. We only want the most ardent tennis fans in Australia to come and join our tour of Wimbledon.
Well, Mark, it certainly promises to be an unbelievable trip. Everything we've just heard about speaks of 5-star luxury and exclusive experience, which just makes it amazing. And with yourself and Todd hosting it, it's just ridiculous. So I can't wait to pack my bags and join you and rock out in London for a little while and see the best tennis in the world. And just before we go, as a former champion, 6-time champion, who's your tip? Or what's your tip for Wimbledon 2010?
My tip? You need a winner, right?
We need a winner. We need a winner.
Look, that's a simple one. I think jump on board very quickly. Remember, there's only 24 spots available. Come and join us. Check the website. Get on the phone to our friends at Sportsnet. Everyone's a winner at Wimbledon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mark. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.